Okay, deeper look at the closet collection is this. Down here I have championship decks, Lorwyn common uncommon lot that I bought, which is all of that, color coordinated. Over here is the box I was showing you before. It's not that big. Has mirrored in block, some older Odyssey stuff, and bad Champions Kamigawa. Over here we have the random box of whatever new set I bought last, and it looks like Ravnica over there. Some paperwork. Other games that I used to play down here includes Overpower, Legend of Five Rings, Othello, Harry Potter. Yes, Harry Potter, that's right. Over here we have those binders, some cables, some more boxes.
Niggers.
Over here is a nice little box that I designed. This actually holds 2 decks, I think. These are my beginner decks I use for teaching people. The one pink sleeves is a red-green beats, because everyone needs to know how to beat down. Just full of noob-tastic cards. You know, nothing real powerful. That's red-green, and the other pile is blue-white. Not powered at all. It's got some basic blue-white stuff, some M10 stuff specifically thrown in. Higher land count than it should be in both, because I don't like getting land screwed when I'm teaching new players how to play. The 5-color deck box, which I've shown you guys before, and the Torture Inside box with Cabal written on it that I generally use to carry my collections around in. Or decks, not collections. The lone Pokemon deck, full of energy. Again, don't like getting screwed. The 5-color deck, 25 or 30 of each color. I think it's 30 of each color in there now, almost. That's the 5-color. Back here we can obviously see I'm a big Stephen King fan. It takes up most of the shelves except for the Harry Potter books down low. Some loose change. Specifically this pile here is M10 and starter editions for just grabbing the starter cards, because I'm always building starter decks to teach new players, even though I don't teach hardly any new players. An awesome pile of sleeves I got from a 5-color player, which shall remain nameless unless he wants me to mention him. This was going to be a start with some of my altered cards, but I never really got around to altering them too much. Okay, sleeves are over here. So you can see a nice pile of sleeves. Those are the excess ones that I don't have, 60 of. They're excess. So here we have these awesome Dragonback shields. I obviously have my Ravager in those sleeves, and these are the excess ones that I never used. To the right here we have piles of land. All the piles of cards in here are lands, or at least they should be. The Night Shift book that I read at tournaments in between rounds. Some older decks that I used to play a lot, which don't anymore, and I'm slowly taking them apart. Next to that is a whole bunch of lands from newer sets, in case I want to bring out something newer and flashier. This drawer down here is actually the drawer I keep my proxies in. So, back when I needed proxies. So, not really useful anymore, except for things like Grim Monolith that I don't need. This is actually my rare collection up here. It's not really a collection. Yes, that's not a rare. It's just a good card. It's a good card / rare collection. And it doesn't have anything good in it, really. It's got like a playset of ancient amphitheaters, singles I will never need a playset of, like Lurking Predators. Can't imagine even using that. And the top shelf, which is the main shelf, you guys saw the big pile of sleeves. That's going to be for my 5-color deck. Ideas I'm working on over here with sleeves needed. That's a old standard deck. You guys might remember it, blue-red with Magnivore. An Enchantress deck over there, almost fully sleeved. Now this is kind of interesting. This is a tin holding most of my dies, and underneath that is my, I guess I'll make some room. It's supposed to be a spot just for slivers, so I don't have to keep digging out slivers. Yeah, it's a sliver pile because when I build a sliver deck, I want to make sure that I have enough slivers organized so I don't have to keep digging through looking. Under that are just some more lands, mostly on limited editions like box sets and deck masters. I usually keep those in there. You guys have seen these before, I think, if you pay attention to any of my threads. Proxies, Darksteel Colossus, Unspeakable, mostly made to look different than other proxies. So there's Darksteel with a pimp hat, Darksteel without a pimp hat, that kind of thing. I don't use them, but I like having them. I should just throw them away though. I really should. It's an old Pepsi container that I bought from them a while ago. As you guys saw in the last video, I haven't been in here in a while, but that's actually part of the 5-color deck. And this is the majority of the decks in here. I really don't want to go in depth on what's in them because I hate videos where people are just showing off their collections like that, showing what each card does. Even though I hate playing control, I have a lot of control decks, so this deck is old style mono blue. This one is one of my favorites. It's actually a Through the Breach deck in blue sleeves. The Meta Grove Guardian, Massive Token, and Mana Collection. This box here is also has extra rares in it. Mostly the rares I want to trade away or that I don't need anymore. Actually comes out blue on camera, but it's actually purple. Love my different colors. That I believe is a Tron deck. Well, I had a Tron deck. This is actually Astral Slide with blue. Lots of cycling effects. Ravager. Slivers. 3-color slivers. It's only got a splash of red, so green, white slivers though from Planar Chaos. White Weenie, kind of self-explanatory, has Jinx Choker for a win. The red-green Beatdown. And that was part of a multiplayer deck that doesn't exist anymore. Put that over there. We don't need that. One of my first decks I still have is the Wicked in Black. It's a rock style deck, green-black. One of the very first decks that I made that were competitive. It's a red-white Trenches deck. It's the original deck box for it. That's the Tron deck I was mentioning before. This was going to be a rat deck, so I decided that wasn't any good. And that's just a big pile of random cards that I still have to go through. More 5-color options, free spells, good spells, whatever. And this last one should be a multiplayer deck, or start of a multiplayer. Oops, not a start anymore, it's actually the end of a multiplayer deck. Type 1 vintage thing. It was actually an Ironworks deck. But that's the collection, for the most part. Without going too in-depth with the decks. I think I showed you guys this and that. The box of cards. Junk down there. The awesome, I'll show it again because I love showing it off. The awesome Unhinged poster, which I just love so much. It's falling down. Excess wallets that I don't use anymore. Yes, they're empty. I don't keep money in wallets I don't use. And that's pretty much it. This zone right here is actually where I keep testing done. So I can keep testing it out. Keep on testing. And that's basically the collection. Hopefully that's a more in-depth look. I'll show you guys my collection on my wall up there. You can see, yes, all 3 frames contain cards, and most of them are foiled, but they're not good foils. We see some Warlord cards up there, foil Thoughtcast, foil Ben, foil Ass Whoopin', release version, Unspeakable, Brainstorm, nothing very good, you know, or not good anymore, I should say. And that's pretty much it. It's got foil, you have my Coast up there, probably the crown of my collection. Don't really want to damage it too much. Foils with Firewalker. That's pretty much it. That's the collection.